Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I know y'all like, what is she doing here? Let me let some of y'all come on in here, honey. I know some people was waiting on me because I seen y'all in the chat. So I'm going to wait a little bit till I get some more numbers and then I'm going to start talking my shit. I declare, honey, I can't believe I'm here. I cannot believe that I'm here. I'm waiting for y'all. Come on in here and say hi. Say hi to me because I'm waiting for you. I'm also getting something that I forgot. This is not for a podcast because I haven't done one since Jesus was a baby. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Child, y'all come on in. Hello. I saw people waiting on me because I said I was going to be here at 9:30. Now y'all know that I don't be nowhere on time. I don't be to work on time and at my regular job, and I don't be here on time. I never have and never will. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me good? Hello, New Zealand. My baby Red. Hey, Red. Hey, Tisha. Hi. Hello, everybody. I seen y'all waiting in the chat. I seen y'all. I was like, I can't believe this. Look at you. Hey, Netta. Hey, Charnita. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Angela. Virginia. Myron. Alyssa, if I'm saying that correctly. How are y'all doing? Yeah, I know I went live the other night, but y'all know I don't really do the lives no more because I be real busy. Hello, Shonda. Hello. I know. Well, look, you ought to know me and know I don't go nowhere on time, Red. You should already know that. I declare, honey. Y'all know I stay late. I stay late. But that's okay, honey, because it's better late than never. And the great thing about this is that you guys can play this over. So listen. I got my babies in the chat. My babies from the Taboo Table, they here to support me. And I'm so glad. The Taboo Table was one of my shows on my network, Nosy Bystanders TV. That's why y'all haven't seen me. I partnered up with Chief Nosy Bystander. If y'all don't know that I have a Roku channel, is Nosy Bystanders TV on Roku. I partnered with Chief Nosy Bystander Stephanie to start the Nosy Bystander, and I've been so freaking busy. So I had the X-Day on the Oopus Day with these lives every Wednesday because I was just getting too overwhelmed, honey. But now I'm back, honey, and I'm ready to spill this tea. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I wanted to play y'all a little video, honey. Now, this is a little bit different from the videos that I normally play, but I wanted to introduce y'all to one of the shows that I produce on my network. Now, I don't know if y'all done heard or not, but the P-Hub down here in Louisiana, honey, you have to do a age authenticator before you can watch the P-Hub. Now, I don't know if y'all know what the P-Hub is, but if you know what I'm talking about, make sure you drop it in the comments, okay? If you know what the P-Hub is, drop what it is. But in Louisiana and Utah, I believe, is another state, whenever you log on to that site to take care of your business, you know what I'm saying? You have to do an age authenticator or whatnot. But lucky for you, now, we don't have no P, you know what I'm saying? But we do have a late night talk show that comes on Fridays called The Taboo Table. And they talk about all kinds of things. And I just want y'all to hear one of the topics that they talked about. And I'm so excited for you guys to meet them. This is the from The Taboo Table.
Anybody is willing to do a little something strange for some change. Just saying. Everybody has a price. Just saying. They might not tell you, but they have a price.
Amen.
Right here.
Amen.
Right here.
Said they're gonna fuck for a buck, do something strange for a little piece of change, and I know we're gonna make them holler for $1. One of them said they was gonna tuck my dick from the back. I ain't never had that ever happen to me. I'm trying to see what that be like.
You're disgusting.
Heck no, ain't no way.
Because we have a price tag clearly.
Ain't no way.
Look, we're at the taboo table. Ain't supposed to be no damn judgment here, okay?
No judgment at all.
Exactly.
No judgment.
Just not going to admit it, right?
Exactly.
I am very open, and I definitely will admit it. I got paid to do this. I got paid to do that. I got paid to do this. I'm definitely willing to take some money to do something a little bit taboo.
Exactly.
Because I mean, if you're being honest, if someone all came up and offered me like $3 million right now, and there's like it's not being recorded. We signed an NDA and all this other shit, you know, where this is never going to come out. And he said 3 million. Let me piss on your back.
Take me to your special place. Close your eyes, show me your face. I'm gonna piss on it.
You're going to have to pay like 70% of that back in taxes anyway. So, I mean.
Sir, this is not known. Nobody know about this shit. Just a kinky ass man.
And then you start spending it. And then you start spending it. And the government's going to be like, where's all this money come from? How'd you buy $200,000?
First of all, I'm going to Africa like somebody would know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Africa.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Think I'm gonna get this money in the U.S.? Hell no, we having this shit wired other different fucking places. Just gonna leave with my house paid for, my car, my child is set up good.
Some countries have limits on the money though, so you gotta have ways to sneak it in.
Or you can just keep living how you've been living, just got a little extra spare change in your pocket. You don't have to go around here just spending it heck of fast.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Think of how many people they got.
To go to work knowing I have $3 million in my bank account. I'm not that humble because I would cuss somebody out and give them the worst scene ever.
I don't need this job.
I guess that's why probably with the damn Powerball. God just knows that she gonna cuss them people out at work and leave. That's me. Sorry.
That is one of the shows on nosybystanders.uscreen.io. If you do not have a Roku television, and I saw somebody in the comments that said they could not find Nosy Bystander TV, update your Roku television. And because it's a new app, you may not have updated in a while, so that's the reason why it's not in there. Nosybystandard.uscreen.io or Nosy Bystander TV, honey. That is how you can check out my Roku channel that I'm so proud of. There is a plethora of shows, and if you really enjoyed that, please check out the Taboo Table. That is the name of that show. They come on every Friday night at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, honey. And that's my pride and joy right there. That's one of my favorite shows. Not only am I filthy McNasty, but I also get to be funny, and I'm also on that show. I go on that show and I do a little segment called Sex in the Media. All right, players. Now, I know y'all ready for it because I'm ready to get into it, honey, because I ain't been able to do this with y'all for a while. So y'all go ahead, sit on back, grab your teacups, honey, so that way we can go ahead and sip some tea because y'all know I got it for you. So the House is back in session, honey. And with the House being back in session, that means that we have a lot of shenanigans that is going on because of the fact that the Republicans have the majority. So we got a lot of shit that's going on down there, honey. Musty to the must pot Marjorie. She has made it back to her committees. She's made it back to the committee. In fact, she made her first appearance at the House Oversight Committee, but I'm going to get to that later. The first thing that I want to talk about is the things that the House has accomplished since they have been back in session and the Republicans have been the majority. Now, one of the first things that they accomplished was removing metal detectors from the House. They no longer have those anymore. Remember, that was implemented by Nancy Pelosi because we had some House members that were coming to the House floor bringing weapons, and now they removed those removed those metal detectors. So now those House members that were bringing weapons to the floor, like Lauren Bobblehead, who has now been bragging that she's been bringing her Glock to the floor, well, that can resume. So if we got a little bit of a heated discussion going on down there, hopefully they can contain themselves and something don't pop off, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we got that going on. They also are now allowing smoking in the private offices. You can now, if you smoke cigarettes or whatever, you can go ahead and fire those up, honey, and you can go ahead and toke you a few if you want to, because they are now allowing smoking on in the House private offices. They're gonna be smoking it up in there, honey, and hopefully you don't smell it out in the hallway, because we got people who are autoimmune compromised like Jamie Raskin, who we know back in December, let us know that he had been diagnosed with cancer. He actually made his way back to the House floor today. So it was good to see him in all of his essence. But the first thing that they worked on today, well, we've had a couple of bills that ain't gonna make it nowhere, honey. They have passed. Musty to the Must by Marjorie introduced an amendment to stop President Biden from selling gas to, I mean, not gas, but selling oil from the reserves. That flopped. It did not pass. The amendment did not pass. In fact, she only got 14 votes. So her own party did not trust her enough to, did not support her very own amendment. I declare, honey, it was a ridiculous and a hot boo boo shitty mess. And it made Musty to the Must Pie Marjorie once again donkey of the day. And I'm going to go ahead and keep him to stack with you. I loved it here. So today at the House, they were voting on two things. Today was an attack on COVID-19. As you all know, most of the Republican Party, GQP, they think that, the COVID-19 is not a real thing. They don't believe in vaccinations for the most part. At least they won't say that out loud because it don't appeal to the frumpy dumb base. So what they did today was they voted for the freedom for healthcare workers, and that actually passed at the House today. And that freedom for healthcare workers is basically is going to block the enforcing vaccine mandate at some healthcare facilities. The legislation titled Freedom for Healthcare Workers Act passed with a 227 to 203 vote, with 7 Democrats joining Republicans in passing the bill. So basically it passed along party lines. The House passed a bill that seeks to end the vaccine mandate for employees at some healthcare facilities, marking the first time of the first pandemic related bill the Republican majority has approved since taking control of the chamber. The legislation titled the Freedom for Healthcare Workers. I'm reading that over again. Why? I don't know. The measure was introduced by Representative Jeff Duncan from South Carolina, and it calls for stopping Health and Human Service Secretary from enforcing workplace regulations and standards enacted by the COVID-19 during the COVID-19 pandemic, including vaccine mandate at Medicare and Medicaid certified facilities. Under the rules, healthcare workers at Medicare and Medicaid certified facilities are required to have at least their first dose in a primary series of COVID vaccinations in order to provide care, treatment, or services. More than 10 million healthcare industry workers across 76,000 facilities are subject to the vaccine requirements. So that they did pass that today. They want to stop the secretary from enforcing that. And this was enacted during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic when we started getting the vaccines. So yeah. Employees, including doctors, technicians, nurses, potentially face termination if they do not comply with the mandate. I know y'all remember during the pandemic when all of those people were getting fired from their jobs. So that's going to resume. Through exceptions, they did have exceptions for religion, medical reasons, or included in requirements. They were included in the requirements like religious and medical reasons, and they had to pass some stringent rules in order to get those. If non-compliance occurs across the entire facility, the determination from the Medicare and Medicaid program could occur. So that was messing with the money, honey. So they wouldn't go mess with that. And also on the House floor today, another thing that passed was the oh, child, I declare, honey. House passed the bill to end COVID-19 public health emergency. House Republicans passed a bill on Tuesday to end the COVID-19 public health emergency, moving ahead with the legislation despite President Biden's administration announcing one day earlier that the declaration will end in May. Now, as it stands, that declaration is in effect until April 11th. Of 2023, and then President Biden announced that they wanted to extend it for 1 month to May, but they have went and passed this do nothing bill, honey. The legislation titled "The Pandemic is Over" Act passed at 220 to 210 party line votes. We had some Democrats that did join in on that measure. The measure, which stretches 2 pages, will terminate the COVID-19 public health emergency on the day it enacted. The Frumpy Dump administration implemented the declaration in January of 2020, and it has remained in place ever since. So the bill, however, is unlikely to move in the Democrat-controlled Senate because President Biden has already expressed that he wants to end that declaration in May. He's going to extend it 1 month, and it's going to end in May. These are a lot of things that are happening that don't need to be happening. Basically, in my opinion, the House is just wasting a bunch of time. They're wasting a bunch of time talking about a whole bunch of nothing, passing these bills that don't mean shit, opening up the House floor so people could come down there and just willy-nilly introduce these half-written ass bills that only, like you hear this one, this was only 2 pages, you know what I'm saying? And then they pass them, and then they go to the Senate and they DOA, or they don't even get it introduced at all because, you know, Charles in charge, honey. He won't introduce it if he don't want to, and I declare, honey, I fucking love it here. So that is what is going on there, honey. Those are the things that they're working on, honey. Getting rid of metal detectors, making sure they can do whatever they want to do in relation to COVID, not wearing masks, anything like that. And they also want to smoke it up in their offices, honey. I declare it's a disgrace. It is damn ridiculous and a hot boo shitty mess. But what do we expect from the GQP? I expect nothing more and nothing less from the GQP. All right, players. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was like I told you earlier, Mustard to the Must Pie Marjorie has scurried her ass. Kevin McCarthy has given her 2 committees, and one of those committees is the House Oversight Committee. And today she actually scurried her ass to the House floor and they were speaking on civil rights. They were speaking about the situation, the horrific situation that's going on in Memphis, Tennessee, that we are seeing with Tyre Nichols case. And so they were speaking about civil rights, and Musty to the Must Pie Marjorie, honey, instead of her taking that moment to sit down and eat her food or talk about something that was relevant, she decided that would be the perfect time to, you know, what they're doing when it comes down to Tyre Nichols. What they're bringing up to push their narrative is Ashley Babbitt.
Back, Chair recognizes Ms. Greene.
Thank you. Ms. Crockett, I do agree with you about Tyre Nichols' death. I watched the video, and it was tragic and extremely difficult to watch. I would also like to point out that that city is Democrat-controlled, and the 5 officers that have been arrested and charged are Black. And I think that this isn't an issue of racism or anything like that. I think that the judge and the jury and the trial needs to work out what happened there, but I share that with you. But I'd like to also point something that I'd hope you share with me. There's a woman in this room whose daughter was murdered on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt. And Ashley Babbitt there's never been a trial. As a matter of fact, no one has cared about the person that shot and killed her, and no one in this Congress has really addressed that issue. January 6th committee didn't address it. And I believe that there are many people that came into the Capitol on January 6th whose civil rights and liberties are being violated heavily. And this committee will, I hope, Mr. Chairman, look into those civil rights abuses because they're happening in a jail right here in this city. And I hope Ms. Norton will care about that as well. As well as jails across the country. I've been in that jail. And it's not just the January 6th defendants pre-trial, by the way. It's many of the inmates in there living in horrific conditions. So I think that's something that you and I can care about.
Will the gentlelady yield just for a moment?
No, I will not yield. But I would like to say and point out that civil rights and liberties are important, but we have to make sure that we crack down on the 2-tier justice system, because that needs to end. I yield back the remainder of my time.
The lady yields back.
Players, I swear, y'all, this woman, I
come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
But this is what they're doing when we talk about Tyre Nichols and what happened. And she said that there's a difference. She said civil rights and liberties are important, but there is a clear difference between Tyre Nichols and Ashley Babbitt. And what she is speaking about and what they are all speaking about is the fact that these officers were black. And basically, because these officers are black, they can't violate Tyre Nichols' civil rights. Are you fucking?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Are you fucking stupid? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, that his civil rights can't be violated by another black person. Oh, yes, they absolutely do. Oh, yes, they absolutely can be. And it makes absolutely no sense that you will compare apples to oranges. Tyre Nichols was a law-abiding citizen that was right. Clearly, no evidence has shown us anything to the contrary, that he wasn't driving down the road in his car when police officers decided to pull up behind him, pull him out of his vehicle, don't even tell him why. That's a violation of his civil rights. For one, he didn't even know why he was being pulled over. Number two, they tried to tase him, then they chased him down the street, kidnapped him, and kept him from going to his home. I mean, that is a clear violation of his civil rights, no matter who the person, what color the person was that committed those acts. And it makes absolutely no sense to say that. But we have Ashley Babbitt, who scurried her ass up to the Capitol to participate in the shenanigans on January 6th, and she tried to get inside of the building after she was warned and told several times to get her ass down. They was told to step back, and she got up there and tried to go in through that window. And when she did, she got hit for it. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a stack with you. Y'all are lucky that it wasn't more of y'all, because if they had been like this, it would have been way more y'all that got taken care of that day. And if this had been for Black Lives Matter, what y'all would have been saying is that you should have took out all of them, instead of y'all sitting up here talking about Ashley Babbitt, talking about her every turn. Tucker Carlson is doing this. Actually, they invited. Her mother was actually there. Ashley Babbitt's mother was actually there today, as if they were going to do something for her. There's absolutely nothing that they can do for her. That officer is not going to get charged for that. They won't pick that up in Washington, D.C. at any type of level, shape, form, or fashion. Nothing is going to happen for her. And the fact that Must-Pie Marjorie would fix her spaghetti lips to say something like that, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. But look, I'm not surprised about it. Giving Musty Marjorie the attention that she wants for this is just like giving Jason Whitlock the attention that he wanted when he said that stupid ass shit on there about black women being responsible for the Tyre Nichols. Well, a single mother black women are responsible for what happened to Tyre Nichols. I didn't give Jason Whitlock any attention because he didn't deserve my attention. He's not talking to me. And he's not talking to any of us black women. He's talking to the people who he want to talk to and who he wants to pander to. So why should we give us our attention? There was 100 goddamn videos on TikTok talking about what Jason Whitlock said, as if we're supposed to care. Why do we care about what he says? He's not talking to us. He's not talking to us. And I am a firm believer, and Sakithia gets on my ass about this all the time, but baby, I'm going to need you to take this to the bank with you. Everybody that call you, you do not have to answer. Jason Whitlock will never get any of my attention in any way, shape, form, or fashion, or whatever way he says. And I'm starting to feel that way about Must-Pie Marjorie, but I know y'all like for me to talk about her. But I'm starting to feel that way. She doesn't deserve my attention because she's not talking to me. She's not talking to me. And she can't do anything for me or Tyre Nichols for that matter. All right, players. I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. I want you to put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm making a video, but I am talking like I'm making a video. Y'all grab y'all teacups. Get ready for the next one. Oh, players, Ron DeSantis. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. This is Ron DeSantis. This is Ron DeSantis, honey. There is a war on education in Florida, honey. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it a stack with you. I don't know what the people going to do. I really don't know what the people are going to do when it comes down to this war on education in the state of Florida, because Ron DeSantis, baby, he coming. He is coming. And if they let him be president, baby, he going to make it even worse for everybody else. So, not only is Ron DeSantis on a war with education when it comes down to K through 12 schools, when it comes down to what he feels like is indoctrination and teaching people about teaching the students about Black history, what it is and what it really, not without whitewashing it. You know what I'm saying? So now he's taking this to a college level. We talked about the fact that the college board actually used a law that was enacted and passed by him, that they used that law to turn down a African American studies course. So they used that, the college board used that to turn down this course. And now he is taking it a step further, honey, and he is calling this the higher education reform. Oh, yes, honey, it's true. So Ron DeSantis came out of his shell today and he announced these proposals during a press conference in which he vowed to cut state funding from diversity, equity, and inclusion departments at state universities. Further, reform facility tenure reviews and require new core courses grounded in actual history, the philosophy that has shaped Western civilization. He said, and I quote, "We are going to eliminate all DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion departments, and critical race theory bureaucracies in the state of Florida. No funding, and that will wither on the vine." That's very important because it really serves as an ideology filter, a political filter. People want to see true academics. They want to get rid of some of the political window dressing. The governor's proposal would ban universities in the state from requiring diversity statements during the hiring process, as well as cut off funding for DEI and critical race theory programs. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. My throat has been starting to bother me. And vowed to end DEI and CRT related programs that are discriminatory in nature or compels beliefs in critical race theory or related concepts. Child, it's ridiculous. So he announced this. And he's also seeking a substantial increase in funding for the new College of Florida, where he recently installed a number of conservative activists and intellectuals on the board of trustees. The $15 million funding expansion would go to a facility, go to faculty, student recruitment, and including scholarships. He said, "I don't think there's any state in the country that's been leading on the issue of higher education in the way that state of Florida has." You got that right, DeSantis. I think you can say that on many issues over the last however many years, where Florida leads on time and time again. It's important that your tax dollars are funding institutions that you can be proud of. I wonder if Black Floridians are proud of universities that don't require a diversity statement to be hired. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So let's take a little closer look at what old DeSantis got planned.
Are not wasting any time. This afternoon, they held their very first official meeting, but before it even started, the end game was clear.
The legislature has agreed to authorize immediately $15 million for new college for recruiting new faculty and for scholarships for students. And so you're going to have a situation where you're going to be able to go out, recruit people to come, say, hey, here's the mission, here's what we're looking to do. I mean, you have people asking, how do I apply?
That money, the $15 million the governor was talking about, that is to hire new faculty for new college. In that same event, Governor DeSantis announced new reforms for higher education in Florida, ones that will eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion and critical race theory, and make sure that, quote, core courses are rooted in Western tradition. Sitting next to Governor DeSantis was Christopher Rufo, who just hours later carried out the governor's mandate by immediately calling for the abolition of the new college office for outreach and inclusive excellence. Rufo claims that diversity divides people.
One of the items that I discussed today with Governor DeSantis and legislators present is that diversity, equity, and inclusion, which sounds great, but in practice divides people and offers separate judgments on the basis of race and identity. My opinion does matter, actually. Unfortunately for you.
My opinion.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So that is Ron DeSantis' plan for the state of Florida. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and keep a stack with you. I'm in the same place with Florida as I am with Texas. As much as I love Texas and I love visiting there, I would never live there. I don't feel sorry for you. What happens over there, but this is ridiculous and a hot boo shitty mess. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits that are going to come out of this. Ben Crump has already stated that he's going to file a lawsuit based on the African American studies situation, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of lawsuits in relation to this, not wanting to allow these colleges to be funded because they're not teaching what you want. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous and a hot boo shitty mess. When you go at they don't want. So this just lets us know that they don't want critical race theory being taught on any level, even though it was never taught at a high school. I mean, not even high school or a child K through 12, K through 6 level anyway. They don't even want it taught at a college level, and it's just very sad. It's just very sad to see, but this is the type of world that they live in. This is the bubble that they live in, where everything has to be whitewashed. Like my kids, my little black kids, they have to know everything about themselves. They have to know, you know what I'm saying, about driving, driving while black, shopping while black. They have to know all of these things, but it hurts little white kids' feelings for them to know what the realities are for black people and why it is that way, why it is that the generational wealth is not spread throughout the black community as much as it is as white is because of the way this world has been structured since its inception. You know what I'm saying? That is just that's just the truth of the matter. Why are there so many houses that are owned by these white families that have been passed down, but there are barely any for black families, not as many for black families? It's because of the things that they speak about in the critical race theory, and it's absolutely true. Redlining is real. It's still true to this day. A lot of these things still happen to this day. So Ron DeSantis is ridiculous and a hot boo shitty mess, but we know that Ron DeSantis is going to try to run for president. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to go if and when he runs for president. I believe that he will. Players, grab that tea, because we got another person that has decided that she's going to run for president. Players. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, according to reports, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is going to try to run for president. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. This actually just came down the pipeline just a few minutes before I came on, and I said, I'm going to come on here and talk about this shit. They say that she's going to announce this on February 15th. She actually sent out some invitations. According to an invitation soon, that is going out to her backers, Nikki Haley advertised a special announcement will come on February 15th at the Shed at the Charleston Visitor Center, a downtown gathering spot that could draw hundreds of supporters into the heart of the city's tourism district. The confirmation she is entering the race came January 31st from a member of her inner circle. Haley has teased about running for the White House for months, increasing her footprint on social media, in national interviews, and she is leaning toward an official bid. Long identified as harboring presidential intentions for the past decade, she became the second announced profile Republican, including second announced profile Republican looking to knock off President Biden, basically take over his position, just behind her former boss when she was UN ambassador for Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. Haley famously said earlier that she would not seek to challenge Frumpy to the motherfucking dump if he ran again. But her message has since shifted to say that the country needs to look toward a different path, honey, and that path is not toward Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. So Lindsay Loose Booty Graham's former governor, said that she's gonna run for president, according to reports. Now, that is not a confirmation by her. This is supposed to come out on February 15th. And y'all know I'm gonna be waiting to see what comes out in the Washington Arrangement. Maybe that ain't it. Maybe she's gonna try to do something else. But according to reports, honey, they think that she's gonna run for president. And I declare, honey, it's gonna be damn ridiculous and a hot boo boo she to miss. She ain't gonna win the Republican nomination, but she can keep on dreaming. All right, players. The next item on the agenda, honey. I don't know how many of y'all out there watch Dr. Phil. I used to love me some Dr. Phil, honey. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't watch it as much as I used to because I be busy as hell, but I used to love me some Dr. Phil. But honey, it looks as if Dr. Phil is going off air. He has issued a statement on loose leaf paper saying that I have been blessed with over 25 wonderful years in daytime television with this show. We have helped thousands of guests and millions of viewers through everything from addiction and marriage to mental health and raising children. This has been an incredible chapter of my life and career, but while I'm moving on from daytime, there is still much more I wish to do. So y'all know Dr. Phil from the Oprah Winfrey Show in the 1990s when he used to come on her show, and then he went ahead and launched the Dr. Phil Show, which is syndicated. You can watch that shit any and everywhere, honey. So that launched in September of 2002. It was co-created by, of course, Oprah, and Oprah will air the new episodes until the current season ends this spring. And we don't know what Dr. Phil is going to be doing yet, but he says that he's going to be still in the public eye. So I just thought I'd sprinkle that little bit of news on you, honey, since I saw it. And I said, I used to love me some Dr. Phil. I wonder how many players used to like Dr. Phil. So let me come tell y'all about it. All right, players, y'all grab that tea and have a seat, honey, because guess what? I don't know if this is a play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm going to try it, but since I'm wet behind the ears and it's really not a play stupid games, win stupid prizes, I don't want y'all to get mad at me, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. This is the last one of the night. Grab your tea. Players, it's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. Now, players, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it a stack with you. I don't know what Miss Vera was thinking, but you know what? You just took it too far, Miss Vera. You just took it too far. So according to reports, honey, a Cook County woman has been charged with stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings from a school district, the lunch lady. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Miss Vera, what was you doing, friend? What was you doing? So she's 66 years old and she began working as the director of food service for Harvey School District 152 in the July of 2020. And between July 2020 and February 2022, honey, prosecutors said that Miss Vera placed hundreds of unauthorized orders for food items, including 11,000 cases of chicken wings. And y'all know them chicken wings went up at one point. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. She placed those orders through the school district's main supplier, Gordon Food Service. The orders were placed separately from the district's legitimate orders. I'm sorry, y'all. My throat is starting to hurt. So she did this during the COVID-19 pandemic when children... Y'all give me 1 second to clear my throat. So she did this during the COVID-19 pandemic when the children weren't physically present at school, but even though they weren't, the children We're learning remotely, and the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. Believing that the orders were genuine, Gordon Food Service billed Harvey School District 152, which then paid for the food items, the $1.5 million. Miss Vera would then allegedly use one of the school district's cargo vans to pick up and transport the food. Oh man. So how they found out about it, honey, was that a routine mid-year audit conducted by the district's business manager in January of 2022 showed that the food service department had exceeded its annual budget by over $300,000. Now, Miss Vera, despite only being halfway through the school year, prosecutors said that Ms. Vera was the only one responsible for placing food orders on behalf of the district. Now, this is just how you look. I just want to know what she was doing with all them chicken wings. I just want to know, was she giving them to a restaurant? Did somebody in her family own a restaurant? Was they selling plates during the pandemic? Was she selling plates or something during the pandemic? Ms. Vera, what was you doing with all that food, honey? You 66 years old. You shouldn't have no babies at home. And even if you did have some babies, honey, $1.5 million. Come on, Miss Vera. Whoever you was giving that food to, they better go up there and bun you out, because her bun has been set at a high ass $150,000. Now, I'm gonna go in and keep it a stack with you. Although Miss Vera did allegedly fleece $1.5 million worth of food, honey, $150,000 for something like that. I'm pretty sure this is her first offense, honey. They could have set that at $30,000. Go ahead and let Miss Vera go on home. They ain't have to do it like that and set that bun so high, because the murderers up there in freaking Memphis, their buns $250,000, $350,000. But this lady stole some damn chicken, and y'all want to set her bun at nearly as the same amount as a damn murderer. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Read damn ridiculous and a high bullshit mess. This is something that this is another topic for another day. But the bail system in this country is got to go, because although this is wrong that she did this, $150,000, she probably don't have a criminal record. Her old ass ain't going nowhere at 66 years old, because she probably still trying to sell them chicken plates. They could have went ahead and let that woman stay at home. Child, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. All right, players. So that is the end of my show for tonight. I hope y'all really love this show. I hope y'all ain't mad at me if that was a play stupid games, win stupid pride. If that wasn't, honey, but I feel like it is. I don't know what Miss Vera was thinking, honey, but you fucked up the church's money, Miss Vera. You shouldn't have did that much. You take a little rum piece off the side. You don't go no 1.5, Miss Vera. What you thinking, honey? I declare. I want to know what the hell she was doing with all that damn food, Miss Vera. What was you doing with all that food? That's a lot. Even from 2020 to 2022, she got to be selling that to a restaurant or something. Miss Vera, she better have some money. I miss y'all so much. I really, really hope y'all enjoyed this show. Guess what? If there's enough news going on, I'll probably be back here tomorrow to record a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. So it's going to be pretty much the same, but just running down some different news. So I hope y'all join me. Make sure y'all check out nosybystanders.uscreen, Nosy Bystanders TV only on Roku, or you can check us out at nosybystanders.uscreen.io to support Double D. Use the coupon code Nosy New Year to get 50% off a subscription. Check out all of the wonderful shows. There's about 15 of them, and make sure y'all check out one of my favorite shows, Taboo Table and Mash or Pass. Those are my two shows that I executive produce. All right, players, I'll see y'all next time. If you're here for the playback, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. Love it if you're on Facebook, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.